So I originally recorded this specifically for you, Mr. Sean Sharif, at 105.3 The Fan. But anyone that can get any type of use out of this, I hope it helps in some way. I was listening to you, and you were talking about Dez and the tweet that he sent out, kind of naming those specific people, and then the follow up to that. I noticed that you took umbrage with the term "you need to be taught a lesson." I don't see any problem with you taking umbrage with that term. Uh, Thanks to our parents and kind of school, whenever we hear that, it feels very condescending and very just like, browbeating. So I would just like to help by, I guess, offering different words and kind of changing the perspective. Instead of thinking, oh, you need to be taught a lesson, how about we say that we, black people and people of color, would like to educate you? Um, I don't believe, and this is just based my opinion and off of everything that you've posted and everything I've heard you talk about and everything I've heard you say. I don't believe that you have any type of internal bias or like deep seated bigotry within you. I don't believe that at all. I think that you, Choppy, Troy, basically non people of color, are victims of the most insidious aspect of this system, which is its ability to be ignored, especially if it's not directly affecting you. We as black people right now want to bring in our other POC allies and especially our white allies, and we want to educate you. We want to show you something. When we saw that video of Brother Floyd just being murdered, it broke our collective hearts because it was the realization of every one of our realistic nightmares. That could be me. That could be any black person on any given day. And so, when we saw that it wasn't just us that was outraged, normally in these situations, it's just us that's outraged. When we saw that it wasn't just us, we determined that this was our opportunity to educate, to show. We want to talk to you. You know, there's a lot of talk about the conversation that black parents have with their kids about their interactions with the police. Well, spoiler alert, that's not the only race-based conversation that black parents have to have with their kids. And so we want to bring in our white allies, and we want to bring everybody in and let you know what all of those conversations are. All these conversations that we've had amongst ourselves in order just to survive in this system. We want to show you something. We want to show you our anguish, our sorrow, and our loss at watching Brother Floyd be murdered and him having to become another name that we have to memorize, along with Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, the list goes on. We wanted to show you our rage at watching another person be killed in this system. We want to educate you. We want to show you how this system came to be and how we've been seeing things for so many centuries. There's a reason why when someone calls themselves the law and order candidate, it instantly sends a collective shiver down the spines of all black people. And we want to educate you on that and show you why. We want to do all these things for two very important reasons. One, and this is the most important one, is that We need your help to tear this thing down and build up something better. This system cannot stand as it is. I believe it was Dietrich Bonhoeffer that wrote an amazing poem, I believe called First They Came for the Jews. And he talks about, well, first they came for the Jews, then they came for the socialists, and he goes down the list of all these people. And then the poem ends with it saying, then they came for me. Black people, people of color, and traditionally marginalized people know that any system that can be used to root out and turn against one group of people will always be used to root out and turn against anyone that is considered undesirable in the eyes of those that are in power. So this system needs to get torn down and something better needs to be built in its stead. Secondly, we want you to be able to be vigilant and recognize so that when we do build up this new thing, if someone does try to come back and turn it back into the old thing, it's not just black people and marginalized people and people of color that are like, wait a minute, we've seen this before. This looks wrong. Now it's everyone that says, no, we're not going to let this stand. We're not going to let this happen again. We've been down this road. We refuse to let it happen again. We want to tell you something. We want to show you something. We want to educate you. I hope that gives some modicum of understanding to why when black people say we need to teach you a lesson, what we're trying to tell you. With all that being said, I am a Tolo till I die. I get up at 5. I leave the house at 5:30 in the morning to go to work. I drive 2 hours. I'm listening to y'all the whole way. I listen to the KMC Masterpiece while I'm working because I do a lot of driving between stores, and then I listen to the Nosebleeds when I'm on the way home. It's nothing but love. I know I'm a nobody from Nowheresville, but I just wanted to give you something to try to help. So I hope it does.